Hello ladies and gentlemen, Mike here at Gamefromscratch, and welcome to a Godot Engine 2-fer. What we're going to do is two things. First off, we're going to have an introductory tutorial to using particles in Godot 4 and beyond. And speaking of and beyond, we're also going to get into a news post about the new features in particle systems with Godot 4.2 beta and some of the things worked on in the future. So if you're using Godot particles, you may find this interesting. Now, things changed a whole lot between Godot 3 and Godot 4, so if you have no idea how to use particles in Godot, hopefully this will help you. First thing we're going to do is create a 3D scene. There are particle systems for 2D and 3D. They have basically identical naming conventions. We're going to focus on the 3D aspects today. So first thing we need to do is create our particle systems. You're going to notice if you type in the word particle, you have two options under 3D. You have CPU particles and GPU particles. Now the big new thing in the news, we're going to get back to this in the details in a minute, CPU particles are basically being, not say retired, but de-emphasized. So you're going to mostly work with GPU particles going forward. And GPU particles just got a major rewrite. Again, if you're from Godot 3.x, using particles in Godot 4 is not going to be immediate, obviously, how it works, because they are greatly refactored. So you're going to notice here, after you created your particle system, you've got an error here. You need to have a draw process and a material. So that's the first things we're going to do. First, let's do the draw process. This is pretty straightforward. This is the particle to draw. If you do not understand what a particle system is, basically it is like a controller for a whole bunch of meshes. Basically, that's as simple as it gets. So you could use things like a simple point in space and then add some color to it to create a smoke effect, or you could put 3D objects into the world and create like a flamethrower. So it's basically normally used for special effects, but can also be used for things like flocking behavior for doing birds and so on, stuff like that. So simple thing here. So let's go ahead and create capsule. So there you see, it will create a number of capsules over time. But what I'm going to do instead is a quad. This is a very common thing. Basically, is like just a flat surface with a texture on it. So we'll go ahead and do that too. So this is probably the most common way of using particle systems. Create a material, and then what we're going to do is go to the albedo channel of that material. And of course, this guy is here. So we're going to use our Godot image as the texture. So there you can see, there is our single particle. Not that exciting so far. So what we would normally do is actually create a process material. So this is where the heart of the particle system is. Create a new particle process material like so. And then boom, there you see, we have our particles. Right now we are creating 8 particles like this, and they're going to last for 1 second. So during this lifespan of 1 second, we created a total of 8 particles. So for example, you could come down here and say, make this last for 2 seconds, like so. And what you're going to notice is you create them slower, and they go over a longer period of time. Now, at the same time, I could come up here and say, okay, I'm going to create 26 particles. And now we have it stretched down there. Now, the interesting thing is we now have this guy here. This is one of the new additions. We'll get back to the additions in just a minute, but I'm going to show you now what you can do is actually control the rate at which the particles are actually created. And you can control this over time. So existing particles, the guys that are already spun down there, so look at the bottom of this guy, they're not going to be affected. But here, you're going to have a slower rate from that point on. So if you had like a water hose or something and you wanted to control the rate that it was blowing out at, amount ratio is going to be a big new addition. So this is an example of one of the new features in this particular release. There's a bunch more. We'll get back to them in just a sec. But first I want to, again, focus on the specifics of the particle system. So there you go. Our particles are basically, we're creating 26 particles over a period of 2 seconds. Another new feature here is we have this interpolation that was added. No idea how that works, to be honest. And all the other additions are in the particle process material. Now, another thing to be aware of with this is they just completely refactored in. This is Godot 4.2 beta. So if you find particle systems don't work the way you expected, there was a huge update here. So there might be some bugs or issues or whatever. So here we are. We're going to control over how our particles are spawned. Now, you would normally do that with something like velocity. So instead of going, let's change this one down to Z, and we'll change this one up on the y-axis. So now we've got these particles basically being spawned in the direction of up. Now the problem here is we have down grabbing it at 9.8 meters per second. So that is not ideal. We've got gravity being done here. So what we need to do is give it a little bit of velocity. So there you see, now we are going up. So our initial velocity is being factored in here. We've also got control over the maximum velocity, so we can vary how each particle is done. Let's go up here and change it up to like 500 particles. So we got a bunch of them going on. You see they're all going up. By the way, you can combine them to a single axis if you so wish to do so. It's another property in here. So if you want to just align them so that they only stay along the y-axis, that is a controllable thing. You can do here. And I don't know why my particle system is off base. You can control, can they rotate? You can have it so they only stay. So yeah, there, Z only is one particular option you've got there. So you got a lot of particle control flags that you can control exactly how these systems are created. Obviously, spawning point, how they go in the place. You can have them do acceleration over time. You can have turbulence and so on. Another thing we can obviously control, we can have the explosiveness, so the amount of particles that come out right off the hop. So let's have boom. So this is going to create a lot of our particles right away. Or we can have it basically just create all of our particles like poof. So if you've got an explosion, you set the explosiveness up really high. Of course, that makes a lot of sense as well. One other thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to jack down the amount that they're spreading out by. 45%, 45-degree angle is a little higher than I wish. Now, of course, we're only scratching the surface of what particle systems are capable of here. There is so much more we could potentially do. So, for example, let's just turn this down a little bit. Like so. We could, actually that's way too high. Let's do 20 there. All right, so we could do things like collisions. I could turn collisions on. Let's turn collisions into rigid body here. Let's go over here and we're going to add a collider. So GPU particle collider collision box 3D like so. And then we can actually have this guy that the particles will then bounce off of. There. So you can create these colliders in the world that interact with particle systems. We can do other interesting things here. You're going to notice it's basically in general for particle systems. You do have things like a tractor. So I can have it so that it sucks them in like a vacuum cleaner here. We can have them being manipulated and spun around in the world. You can actually even have particles interact with 3D objects in the scene now as well, which is pretty cool. So that's kind of the basic introduction to particle systems. So you can see here, if you wanted to create a water fountain, you could do it. And then here you can control other things. So there's so many control points that we didn't talk about here. So you could control the transparency over time, the lighting of things, how to actually render this thing over time. We can have it again, we can have it scale the particles over time or over the velocity or whatever. So we can also vary the size of our particles. So some of them are small, some of them are huge. So you've got control over all kinds of variations with things. Again, you could also change the color curve over time, like this and here. And a lot of these things will basically be controlled by curve ramps, etc. But now that is it for the basics of controlling particle systems. But there is a ton you could do. Simple water fountain effect being generated here using the Godot logos and a single collision box. So let's go now take a look at what's new in the future of particles in Godot 4, starting at Godot 4.2 beta. So if you head on over to GodotEngine.org, there is this new article, basically a progress report on Godot particles, and there's some pretty major news here. So the first thing we've got here is major changes to the GPU particle system and then CPU particle system. Now this one is key. We'll get back to it in just a second, but basically CPU particles are being frozen in time. They're not going to be doing a lot more. They're not going to get feature parity with GPU particles. So this is the first update where GPU particles is getting a bunch of new features. So you can see some examples of what you can do with it that are not going to be ported over to CPU particles. We'll get to the reasons for that in just a second. But the entire GPU particle system was completely rewritten. So it should be 100% backward compatibility. It might look a little bit different. If your particle systems don't work the same, they're asking you to fill a bug report for it. So hopefully this new rewrite, cleanup of the code, which will make it easier to add new features to the particle systems in the future, didn't break too much of what exists right now, but we don't really know. So we got another number of additions. Now, once again, I talked about GPU particles 3D in my little tutorial section. It's just as applicable for particles 2D, by the way. So we did get those two new features in GPU particles 3D, the amount ratio and the interpolation to the end. Amount ratio, again, is for controlling the amount of particles emitted over time. My example was like a fire hose that has a varying speed. That's how you would use that feature. Interpolation to the end interpolates all particle from the same node simultaneously toward the end of their lifetime. I'm not 100% certain what the use case of that is, to be honest. And then we got a bunch of changes in the particle process material. Now, particle process material is the heart of the particle system. As we saw, this is where you control things like velocity, spread, particle size over time, color, and so on. We've got a bunch of new features such as dampening as friction. We got changes to emissions, so you've got a new offset functionality, a new scale option, and inherent velocity ratio for your emitter there emissions value. And then velocity got a number of new features as well, including a velocity pivot point, directional velocity using an XYZ curve, orbit velocity, radial velocity limit, and scale over velocity a curve that allows you to scale particles on a given axis. So there's some more details of them here. You can see some of the examples in action of the new particle systems available out there. And then the big thing here is CPU particles is basically being shelved. It's being put on hold. So it's still going to be in there. It's just not being updated. So it was maintained alongside GPU particles for a long time. It's getting harder and harder to keep them at feature parity, especially with the big changes they just made. So CPU particles were added back in GLES2 renderer, back in Godot 3 for supporting older machines. Godot 4 has Vulkan and GLES3 renderers, both of which support GPU particles. So the CPU particles were added for an old renderer, the GLES2 renderer for running on older hardware. All the modern renderers now, so Vulkan and GLES3 both support GPU particles, so keeping up the CPU particles thing just isn't worth it anymore. So it's going to keep happening. It used to be basically a fallback option, but now what you're going to see is going forward, the CPU particles aren't going to get the updates that GPU particles do. But to help with the migration, there is a converter for CPU particles to GPU particles. So if you've got a CPU particle system in it, you can actually right-click it and then say convert to GPU particles, and it should take care of that for you. So basically, this is about supporting older renders, older hardware. So it was a fallback render. You were always preferred to use the GPU particle system if it worked for you, but CPU would work for like older devices and older, again, GLES2 renderer. So going forward, they're not adding feature parity. So when they add something new to GPU particles, it doesn't get added to the CPU particles. So CPU particles is effectively a dead-end branch at this point in time. No new features, none of the new stuff we talked about today. All of these various different things we talked about, like these things, they are not being added to the CPU particle code. I think it's a fair thing, but I'm not using these, so I'm curious if you're using this, will this have an impact on you going forward? Let me know that in the comments down below. Another interesting thing here, there are some details on the future developments, other things that they're working towards, and what you should do really is check out the VFX and tech art wish list. And so this is a rundown of proposed things and so on. Now, the funniest thing here is you have CPU particle updates. I got a feeling that one's going to be axed because that's one of those things that they're basically just described as happening. But this is other things that they are looking at adding in the future or are working towards, or where they are currently at in the status, the importance of it, etc. So if you're wondering what they're looking at adding new features in the world of VFX and particle systems, this is available. I'll have this linked with the other article down below. So check that out. Also, if you're looking for a bit more of like, I showed you the basics of how to use particle systems. I didn't really actually show you how to use them well. Well, now you know the basis. A great place to start is actually from this guy. So the guy that created this particular effect right here, has actually got a website, so you can see a number of different VFX that he's done. So there's the effect that we saw in action right there. What I would recommend is actually checking out this video. It's a good tutorial on how he does his VFX inside, so how he actually creates the particle systems. Now, you need to know how to use particle systems, but from the first half of this video, we should have you covered. Great video. So definitely check this one out. I will have this particular video linked down below, and you can see some examples of particle systems that he's created and the capabilities of them available down here. So he's great particle system work, and he has this excellent tutorial, basically breaks down how he did this explosion tutorial using the particle system from Godot 4.x. I will have this linked down below as well. So with what you learned earlier on in this video and his work, you should be able to make some pretty cool stuff. And it's a short video. So let me know what you think of the changes to particles in Godot, the dropping of future support for CPU particles. Now, they're going to stay around. They're just not going to get new features. And yeah, that's it. And did you use particles in Godot 3? And do you find the new Godot 4 way better or worse, more confusing, more powerful? Let me know that in the comments down below as well. And I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.